right, so now we're going to have our talk on love. This is for the whole month, so you know that our theme will be love, and those of us wearing red, Valentine's Day, I mean, I can wear my sweater twice a year, right? Okay, so this month, we are asking the question, what would I love? We started it last week. So this is an interesting question, really, isn't it? I think it is. What would I love? What would I love? Instead of asking the questions, what should I do? What can I afford to do? What will people think of me if I do blank? What do people expect me to do? Those are the kinds of questions that we seem to ask ourselves. So this month, we're asking ourselves, what would I love to do? But that's not the only thing we're going to talk about this month. We're focusing on the power of living from, to, and as love. And what does that look like? What does that even mean? Truly on a deep level, on a cellular level, where we can take it in. And I love how much we are loved and supported by the universe. You do believe this. This is the greatest gift if you give yourself nothing else. It's knowing that the universe supports and loves its creation. And each and every person here, each and every person everywhere, no matter what they've done, no matter what they look like, are beings of love. That love spark is within each and every person. All of life, not just people, all of life. On Monday, one of our members emailed me a beautiful Rumi quote that I'd like to quote right now. Let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. It will not lead you astray. Have we ever had that pulling? I know I had, and I just thought I made it up, of course, because I always think I do. A pulling to do something so much greater than what we ever imagined. That's how this whole spiritual community came about, from a pulling. So that was the divine love, pulling me into something that this human brain here and the mind didn't really plan out. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to one day open a spiritual center. No, it didn't come from here. It came from here. Yes. Pull out. And that's what we got to learn to follow. We've never been truly taught that. Following the heart's intelligence is much more powerful than following some of the brain or the mind's intelligence. So today we're going to take a different direction from last week in the fact of what we're asking, the question that we're asking, what would we love? So we're going to turn it around just a little bit today, and it would be, what can we expect from love? What can we expect? Jack and Cornelia Addington, in their book, Your Needs Met, wrote this. There is no problem on earth that love cannot heal. Love is the answers to every human need. And Ernest Holmes, in his Science of Mind, wrote this. Love is the grandest healing and drawing power on earth. It is the very reason for our being. No one can swing out into the universe without love. Without love, for the whole universe is based upon it. Again, we're talking about divine love, which is changeless, versus human love, which, as most of you know, can change, alter, shift, disappear, come in, all those kinds of things. We can't depend on that for our happiness. The love that we're talking about comes from within, our essence, our love essence within, that God spark within each and every one of us that is filled with love for us, the children of the divine. So love, here we go. Those two statements are pretty bold statements to make. And if they are true, then we should be able to rely on love, really deepen into it. In his book, The Path to Love, Deepak Chopra offers some straightforward, beautiful words on how we can rely on love. This is what he said. Love is meant to heal. Love is meant to renew. Love is meant to make us safe. Love is meant to inspire us with its power. Love is meant to make us certain without doubt. Love is meant to oust all fear. Love is meant to unveil immortality. Love is meant to bring peace. Love is meant to harmonize differences. And love is meant to bring us closer to God. I particularly like the last one. Love is meant to bring us closer to God. Because when that last one happens, all the rest of them follow automatically. It's our love relationship with the divine. Have we cultivated it? In order to be brought closer to God and then experience healing, renewal, safety, inspiration, certainty, a realization of our immortality, peace, and a harmonizing of differences. We must open our hearts. Open our hearts. If we can, I remember one time in a class, it was, I don't know, 20-something years ago, because everything's 20-something years ago. It's either 20-something years ago or 10 years ago. I don't know what happened before or in between. But anyway, 20-something years ago, I'm sitting in a class, as I usually am, and I'm a student, and I'm feeling like this movement in this chakra, this heart chakra area, that I didn't even know it was so shut off. It was shut off from feeling, because probably, as a lot of us, it was shut down at a young age for protection. And then you get to a point where you want to open up, you want to love, and you don't know how. So just that movement alone gave me the idea that, wow, there is something here. This is very interesting. So that was a great step. Maybe some of you have experienced that. Maybe your hearts have always been open. And maybe some of us are still shut off, but it's still there. It doesn't make a difference what level we're at. It's still there. God's love will always be there. God's love is trying to get our attention. It's trying to get attention all the time. But we have often been blinded by either what we have been told about God or by our human experiences with love. And that wasn't really love. And we sure don't want to experience an infinite, a human version of love. We want to experience the divine version of love. Right. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we truly depended on human love as our constant, fully, always present, always, never arguing, always there? We set ourselves up. That's sabotage. But when we know that there is a power within us, an essence, a spark, a light, a flame, whatever you want to call it, it's there. Whether we feel it or not, it's there in all people, all life. And so I love this little story. Before listening to the little one's chest, a nurse in the pediatric ward would plug the stethoscope into her ears and into the children's ears and let them listen to their heartbeat. And they would light up with awe. She never got a response to equal, though, this four-year-old David. She placed the disc over his heart. Listen, she said, what do you suppose that is? He drew his eyebrows together in a puzzled, quizzical look, as if lost in the mystery of this tapping, this heartbeat moving, making that sound deep in his chest. Then his face broke out in a wondrous grin, and he asked, is that God knocking? The love of God is always knocking at our door. Are we opening the door? Are we listening? That's the question. Yes. In Revelations, chapter 3, verse 20, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him. I will come into him. If we are listening, if we pay attention to what is within us, that's the key. I can't say it enough, and I say it, as I say it for me too. I can't say it enough to remember to listen to what our heart is pulling us to do, or just to be, just to be. And I received this story some time back, and I believe it to be true. I got it from a minister friend. She sent this to me. And I don't know whose story it is, but I thought it went with God's love, which is what we're talking about today, and God's sense of humor. This is a look at this story. It's not a joke. It's a story. Consumed by my loss, I didn't notice the hardness of the pew where I sat. I was at the funeral of my dearest friend, my mother. She finally had lost her long battle with cancer. And then that hurt within me was so intense, I found it hard to breathe at times. Always supportive mother. Clapped loudest in my school plays, held boxes of tissues while listening to my boyfriend heartbreaks, comforting me at my father's death, encouraging me in college, and praying for me every day. When mother's illness was diagnosed, my sister had a new baby. My brother had recently married his childhood sweetheart. So it fell on me, the 27-year-old middle female child who was not in any entanglement at all, to take care of her. I counted this as a blessing. What now, God? What now, God? I asked, sitting in church. My life stretched out before me as an empty abyss. My brother sat stoically with his face toward the altar while clutching his wife's hand. My sister sat slumped against her husband's shoulder, his arm around hers as she cradled their baby. All so deeply grieving, no one noticed that I sat alone. My place had been with our mother, preparing her meals, helping her walk, taking her to the doctor, seeing to her medication, reading the Bible together. Now she was with God. My work was finished and I was alone. I heard a door open and slam shut at the back of the church. Quick footsteps hurried along the carpeted floor. An exasperated young man looked around briefly and then sat next to me. He folded his hands and placed them on his lap. His eyes were brimming with tears, and he began to sniffle. "Sorry I'm late," he whispered to me, although it wasn't necessary. After several eulogies, he leaned over and commented, "Why do they keep calling Mary by the name," and I didn't write this, "by the name of Margaret?" Because that was her name. Margaret, never Mary. No one called her Mary. I whispered, and I wondered why this person could have sat on the other side of the church. He interrupted my grieving with his tears and his fidgeting. Who was this stranger anyway? "No, that isn't correct," he insisted, as several people glanced over at us whispering. "Her name is Mary Peters." That isn't who she is," I replied to him. He said, "Isn't this the Lutheran church?" "No, it's not even a joke. No, the Lutheran church is across the street." "Oh," he said, "I believe you're at the wrong funeral, sir." The solemnness of the occasion, mixed with the realization of this man's mistake, bubbled up inside of me and came out as laughter. I cupped my hands over my face, hoping it wouldn't interrupt. I'm thinking maybe people would think of it as sobs. The creaking pew gave me away. Sharp looks from the other mourners only made the situation more hilarious. If you've ever had that kind of thing. I peeked at the bewildered, misguided man seated beside me. He was laughing too, as he glanced about, deciding it was too late for an uneventful exit. I imagined my mother laughing. At the final amen, we darted out a door and into the parking lot. And I do believe we'll be the talk of the town, he smiled. He said his name was Rick, and since he had missed his aunt's funeral, he asked me out for a cup of coffee. That afternoon began a lifelong journey for me with the man who attended the wrong funeral, but was in the right place. A year after our meeting, we were married at a country church. This time we both arrived at the same church, the right church, at the correct time. In my time of sorrow, God gave me laughter. In place of loneliness, He gave me love. This past June, we celebrated our 22nd anniversary. Whenever anyone asks us how we met, Rick tells them. Her mother Margaret and my Aunt Mary introduced us. And it is truly a match made in heaven. Isn't that good? I had like God bumps all over me. Remember what I said earlier, love is meant to heal. That divine love is meant to heal, like a salve is meant to heal us. You might say, I want to heal my anger toward my father. I want to heal the love I didn't receive as a child. I want to heal the love that I didn't give to my children as they were growing up. I want to heal my body. Love is meant to renew. I want to feel renewed enthusiasm that for my work, I want to renew my zest of living. This is taken from Chopra's. Love is meant to make us safe. I want to feel safe with other people. I want to feel safe alone. I want to feel safe to show my emotions. That one? Some of us. Love is meant to inspire us with its power and make us certain without doubt and fear. I want to have confidence in myself and in my abilities. Love is meant to unveil immortality. I want to walk in trust that this leg of my soul's journey is just a small portion of a journey that is eternal. Love is meant to bring peace. I want to sleep in peace and wake up in vitality. I want to live from a place of serenity and calm. Love is meant to harmonize differences. I want to heal the relationship with, you can fill in the blank. Love is meant to bring us closer to God. I want to know, to feel, and experience the presence of divine love washing over me. Wow! Don't you all want to just feel divine love washing over us? And that's that great song, God's love washing over us. So, what do you want from love? In A Path of Love, from Deepak Chopra, he writes this down, where he says, even if your list strikes you as, let's see. Yeah. He suggests, this is what he did in his book, he suggests writing a list of what you want from love, okay? So this is something we can all do at home, we can take away. This is a takeaway. You can write it at home. What do you want from love? So he writes this, even if your list strikes you as unrealistic or wildly overblown, I want you to make a bargain with love, a soul bargain, that any or all of these things will be your experience. So once you are satisfied with the detail of everything that you write on your list that you want love to deliver to you, love, just whatever it truly is, stay out of the mind, go into the heart. You deserve it all of it, you deserve it. Absolutely, we all do. And when we speak to the soul, we're making a contract, we are making a deep commitment to ourselves. And the divine is right there, hearing it and delivering it. The bargain is complete. But the piece Put the piece of paper away. Put it away for safekeeping. And then Chopra writes this: you have announced to your soul what you want, and it is up to love to respond. Love is intelligent and aware. It knows you better than you know yourself. Therefore, it has the power to fulfill its side of the bargain. Rest easy and be attentive over the next few months. Don't dwell on your list. So you write your list, don't dwell on it, or try to make it come true. You just get in your own way if you do that. There is nothing you need, he's writing this, there is nothing you need to do except this. When you feel love, act on it. Speak your heart. Be truthful. Remain open. And he continues. This is how you align yourself with love. At the end of a few months, take out your list and read it over and ask yourself how much of it came true. I won't say that you will be amazed at what love has actually done, although you might be. But you will certainly be surprised, he says. You will be surprised. Actually, asking for love is one of the most difficult things for anyone to risk. But by risking it first in your heart first. That's why this is a great exercise to do at home. You open a door that will never close. It won't close. Once you open that heart chakra, that heart energy here, it doesn't close up again, even when you get hurt, even when you feel the pain of life.
Yes.
Because yes, we do feel the pain of life. We're all here having a human experience. That love is there to guide and nurture us. It can't go anywhere. It can't go anywhere but within us. This is the gift we give ourselves by deepening into that relationship with our divine essence. And then New Thought author, who we love, Emmett Fox, people in the front row over here, he wrote this, and you've heard this before. This is Emmett Fox. There is no difficulty that enough love will not conquer. No disease that enough love will not heal. No door that enough love will not open. No gulf that enough love will not bridge. No wall that enough love will not throw down. No wrong that enough love will not set right. It makes no difference how deeply seated may be the trouble, how helpless the outlook, how muddled the tangle, how great the mistake. A sufficient realization of love will dissolve it all. If only you will love enough, you will be the happiest, most powerful being in the world. That is a great reading.
Yes.
That is a great reading. Yes. Emmett Fox. So, my dear, lovely, wonderful friends here, I couldn't wait to be here with everybody because I knew I could get lots of hugs on Valentine's Day. It's all about hugging and loving our community, ourselves, so we can even love ourselves. We can feel the love coming from this loving community. You can feel it. And what we're really doing here is expressing love. We're bringing it to the head this month. But then I have to ask myself, are we really? Are we really feeling the love? Or are we hearing the talk, love the music, through the roof, and then walk out the door and be all alone and sad and back to the same thing again? Are we really doing this? Are we really? Are we believing that we are loving beings created out of this divine essence of love itself? Do we really believe it? That's what we can cultivate. That's what we deepen into, my friend.
Yes. Yes.
I ask all of us to remember in times of trouble, in times of really feeling alone and unloved, that we remember God loves me just the way I am. God loves me just the way I am. Always remember that divine love, that spark, that flame is forever burning within each and every one of us. Even if you cannot feel it, it is there. It is present. So I ask us all, on this day of love, which brings up so many emotions for different people, all kinds of stuff comes up. Just love yourself, be with your community, do something great for yourself, and just know that God always loves you, and so it is.
Yes.